Philadelphia Phillies have won the National League pennant.
The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball. The 3-0 pitch, swing and long drive. There it is, number 500, the career 500th home run for Michael Jack Smith.
The base is loaded and one out.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. We are trying to have our first guest ever that is a OG Fanlot fan, and we are having issues, so we had to bump back a little bit. But welcome to the Fanlot.
A little late there, bud.
Backwards cans, you know.
What's up, guys? You got Rachel and Vince here. You can like us at facebook.com/fanlotphillies and facebook.com/Old City Sports Network, on Twitter at the Fanlot, and www.oldcitysports.com for all of your favorite OCSN pods, articles, and more.
Hopefully we can get Tommy in here.
Yeah, so we have him kind of here. But his camera's not working, so we can maybe get his audio.
Yeah, we can throw him in and see what happens.
Bear with us, guys. All right, Tom, if you're listening, we're going to try to throw you in here. I know we can't see you, but maybe we'll be able to hear you. So let's try this out.
Are you there, Tommy?
Yeah, I can see you guys.
I don't know why we can't see
on
you.
The screen.
We can hear him, though.
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
It even says in the bottom left-hand corner, you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you.
Well, that's super fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, either we're just going to have, I guess, a black screen, or we're going to get you eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, at least hear him, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. All right.
Real quick, you don't have anything covering your camera, do you?
No.
All right, because we have one on ours that we use to block our actual computer camera, and we use an external camera. So just make sure it's not something slid over.
No, I definitely don't have anything there, but I mean, we'll go with it.
All right,
let's just do it.
Let's roll.
It's better than me having to type out every fucking response that I want to make to you guys, because it's usually about 3 minutes late. So
yeah, and also people can't see what you look like, so they can't stalk you later down the road. That's always
now this is the real benefit.
So anyways, we want to kind of get to know you, Tommy, with some Phillies questions. So I know the last live broadcast we had, you weren't available to listen and comment because you were at the ball, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Yes.
So we had a couple of things we brought up, and we just wanted to ask you, what is your current favorite Philly and your favorite Philly of all time?
Oh, all right. Current favorite Philly. Yikes. I will have to say my current favorite Philly is probably JT Realmuto.
Okay, I accept that answer.
Best catcher in baseball.
Yeah, I definitely think that when he got signed, it was probably one of our better long-term outlook of things in the way that the Phillies were looking to try and try and get themselves back into the playoff picture. So I definitely think JT was, while everybody loves Bryce, I think he wasn't the only piece that was necessary.
Now, how do you feel about Mike Trout deciding to not sign with the Phillies and all this, Philly fan spirit and how that team is producing right now?
I mean, it did no sweat off my nuts. I could really honestly care less. I have no problem with Trout. I think that obviously he is a massive contributor in regards to the Major League Baseball and what they're trying to represent. But at the same time, I don't think that he necessarily has that Philly heart that most of us would probably hope that any player that would come here would probably have. So he's
Interesting.
He's
So I'm
definitely
just going to help you real quick. I can feel the same jitters that you have, and I'm trying to help him.
No, but I just want to give a shout out real quick to Corey.
Hi, Corey.
Says howdy. We love you, Cordy. I said Cordy.
Cordy?
Cordy.
Well, you said howdy, so there's that.
There's that. So yeah, Tommy,
Hey, Corey,
do
can
you
you see me? That's the real question. I'm kind of curious if maybe they just can't see me, and if it's just
no.
if it's just because
Corey,
we're on together, maybe they can't.
That's a good question. Corey, can you see Tom, or is it like a black screen? You let us know. So Tom, do you have a favorite all-time Philly? Oh, okay, so it's just us. Corey sees him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So I don't know what's wrong with us.
That's fucking stupid.
Well then.
Well, anyway,
good to know though. Thanks, Corey. But yeah, do you have an all-time favorite Philly, Tom?
Okay, so obviously we can all sit here and go back on who the best Phillies are of all time and whether or not they would be our all-time favorite Philly. But I'm going to go strictly based off of what I know, and I'm going to have to go Chase Utley. Fun
fact: I had an English bulldog, and his name was Utley after the man. Chase Utley.
I mean, Chase Utley is definitely the one that I'd have to put kind of at the top of my list. I mean, don't get me wrong, Shane Victorino is a very close second. There was something just about Shane that I always kind of loved, and then being stationed in Hawaii and seeing the love that he used to get in Hawaii was just it was next level.
Corey says Chase is a fucking solid choice. Absolutely, completely agree with that.
Oh yeah,
he has to be up there on millions of people's all-time favorite.
If you're a Phillies fan and Chase is not on that list, you probably were born in like 2012.
Absolutely.
So another thing that we talked with Corey, because he was like our Tommy stand-in on Friday. We all picked our top 3 favorite baseball movies. So curious what yours are. And funny, all 3 of us had the same 2, and then each of us had a different third one.
Okay, so I think I'm probably going to throw you guys through a loop with this. So my first choice, and this is based off of what I grew up with, but my first choice is Bull Durham. Is number 1 for me.
Yeah, Corey said that.
Yeah,
he literally says in the comments.
There it is. Yeah, Bull Durham is definitely my first choice.
Okay.
Number 2 would probably be Sandlot.
Okay, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fan lot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Sandlot, and then number 3, Major League.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
So no,
I feel
but
like
Bull Durham is
Walker-
definitely number one for me.
So the two that Corey, Vince, and myself all had in common was Moneyball and A League of Their Own. And then I had 42. And what was the one you had?
Fuck shit.
I don't think that's what it was called.
I was drinking heavily, so anything I said is not remembered.
Oh my god. All right.
Oh, it was the one with Robert De Niro.
Oh yeah. Corey helped you out with
Yeah.
naming that one. The Fan. Look, he's
Yeah.
still helping you today, right now. Coming in clutch. You know what I just realized? Because Tom kind of started out with us, we didn't do his song.
Oh shit. Hit it.
Do it.
I don't know what
Do it.
Do it.
Hopefully you dance as well, because all we got is a black screen right now.
I
But
know. I can't wait to rewatch this. We can actually see him.
yeah, we actually rewatch every one of our episodes because we love ourselves. No, we just want to make sure we're doing the best that we can and finding issues.
We don't watch our like live stream games though, because
No.
that's way too long.
Too long.
But okay, so let's get into this program right now. And I just clicked away from that. Let's get into the dugout. So the dugout is brought to you by Righteous Felon. You can go to www.righteousfelon.com and use promo code OCSN for 15% off the best beef jerky around.
It's not even just the best beef jerky, it is the most amazing beef jerky that you will ever fucking own.
Tom, have you ever tried them?
I have not.
You better get on it, buddy.
More of a local thing that I don't think I've actually been privy to. So
Well, you're down in North Carolina. They're based out of Westchester, and they're in a lot of beer stores in the area. And I'm telling you, you can use our promo and have it delivered to you and get, what was it, 25?
It's 15.
15% off. And I'm telling you, this is going to be the best beef jerky that you ever eat.
So Corey's coming in as like the MVP right now, kind of being the in-between for us. He said Tommy got down, so I'm super excited about that.
Oh, he did. Oh.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get into the series recap. I'm going to go through the final scores, and then we're just going to kind of discuss how we feel about that. So game number 1, the Phillies had 2, and the Braves had 7. Game 2, Phillies had 3, and the Braves had 4. And today, the Phillies ended with 2, and the Braves had 5. It was a shit show.
I feel like game 1 wasn't as much of a shit show as a letdown compared to the 2 and 3. But I don't see a lot of like sadness in this, because this Braves team kind of struggled against us.
Did they?
I mean, until they got to our bullpen. They got to our bullpen, and that's
I disagree. Also, I think we just lost Tommy. But Corey says, I love being the third wheel. You're not the third wheel, bud. You're part of the fam bam. And you are also always welcome to come on if you ever want to.
I'm sorry. What the fuck did you just say?
The fam bam.
Oh, is that what we're calling it now?
That's what we've been calling it. You're just unaware. And he's back.
Is he back?
He's back. He's back now, I think.
I apologize. I don't know what the hell happened just there. But yeah.
At least it wasn't my fault.
It's totally okay, because our Lord and Savior was just doing Delco Dive and got kicked out of his own broadcast, and it got shut down. So we understand.
And then he hijacked ours.
Yeah.
So no worries, Tom. No worries at all.
So game 1, Schwarber, Segura, they hit home runs. Sir Anthony comes in and blows the game.
We're going to get into that in more details in the pitcher's poison, but the bullpen in game 1, oh my God. Can I say the bullpen or just Dominguez, pretty much?
No, Dominguez did, because the bullpen closed the game. I think they let up one more run after that, but that was still going to be earned to him. He was still charged for that run. Game 2, Matty V actually produced. I wish he would have did a little bit more today, but he had 2 RBIs. He had 1 sacrifice RBI, 1 double.
Stott too.
Stott had an RBI. Yes, I have that on there. Boom killed the entire energy, and I don't know if you want to talk about that now.
No, we're gonna get into that a little bit, but can I say person, in my opinion, that killed the energy this entire series was not on our team, but it was Acuna Jr. The dude is a beast. He murdered us.
He can go fuck himself.
He's a beast. You have to give props where props are due. How do you feel, Tom? What do you think?
You know what? Bats this series, it makes me worried for what we're getting ready to run into if we make it into the playoffs. We can't continue to go down this route that we get solid outings from decent pitchers in my estimation, and we get into this realm that we're just not going to be able to compete because we can't get our bats going. And they're not consistent like at all. I mean, it just, especially down this stretch as we're coming into this playoff run, it's becoming more and more of a concern that, you know, not for nothing, but like you guys like to call them, you like to call them the daycare. They're the only ones that are actually contributing in regards to the lineup on a regular basis. And then that's a massive concern, especially coming down this stretch. So it's
Yeah, I actually completely 100% agree with you. I kind of thought we were shoo-in for the postseason. This series made me question that. I am very concerned. We'll get to wild card standings later on, but it's not looking good right now for the Phils. It's definitely concerning. I know, Tom, you and I and Vince a little bit in Messenger last night, kind of talking about how like they leave the bases loaded so many times. They get guys on bases and they're just not producing the runs.
no,
It's
no.
incredibly frustrating and definitely
The runners in scoring position is really becoming a big concern. And I mean, and then Bryce kind of highlighted it to the nth degree last night when he left bases loaded in that clutch situation. I mean, even a single would have been enough to kind of give me some kind of reassurance, whether or not they would have actually won or not. That's irrelevant. It's just the fact that, you know, having somebody that can make those hits in clutch situations is that's ultimately what we need to have happen, and it's not happening right now.
Absolutely. Corey says having 3 hits in 9 innings with this team should never happen.
Yeah, no,
100%.
They're built for a better at bat, but I really feel like when we get Wheeler back in the rotation and we get Nick back, even though I dragged on that dude, he's gonna, I think, be a changing bat. We're gonna have a changing pitcher coming in. There's gonna be more solid at bats from them. I don't want to talk about it now, but I really feel like I should.
What is it? Because we have certain segments. So
I know. I want to know if you would have let Boom take that last at bat last night. He was 1 for 14 going into that at bat. Well, he had 1 hit in the fourth, so he was 2 for 15. Would you had him hit, or would you have put Stubbs or?
So strictly based off of what I saw this series. I mean,
yes.
the dude hit the home run today to kind of keep the game close. So, you know, Rob Thompson saw something. He had to have had some kind of inkling that, hey, Alec Bohm is due. Let's go ahead and try and throw him out there and see what we're going to get. Now, whether or not that was the right choice, depending on who the pitcher is, that remains to be seen. I mean, that's what it ultimately comes down to. And I mean, I didn't do enough research based off of what Alec Bohm has had in comparison to with that guy in comparison to today, just because, you know, I was out watching football and getting and getting shitty. So,
Yeah, you don't have to be afraid to say anything on this show. You are free to talk about how drunk
yeah.
you get.
Oh,
So
he by now.
yeah. So it I don't know what the differentiation was. Hey, we're drinking shots. Hey, how is that? How we going?
To you, Tommy.
See, we just have a black screen, so I can't see what you're
I
doing.
know.
But
I can't
We'll
wait to
figure
watch.
this out. We're gonna get this shit situated.
But no, actually, that was actually a really solid point. And clearly he was due because he did show up today. So I do kind of disagree with you on that, Vince. I think I too would have left Bowman. I understand he didn't produce when we wanted him to, but also I still blame Acuna Jr. I'm sorry, but
He
I
he
told
had a
I
hell
just
of
disagree
he
with
had a
everybody.
hell of a fucking series against us. He
yes,
really did.
he
I
did.
mean, the fielding, hitting. I mean, just any mean that rope that he threw, which I thought that he threw his ass out. But that rope that he threw from right field, I just about shit a fucking brick when he did that. So yeah, I yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a problem down the stretch, especially if we're going to end up having to play them in the playoffs. I think because of the way that this is shaking out right now in the playoff race,
Mhm.
which is unfortunate because I don't know that we can necessarily beat the Braves. And
That's what my next question was going to be to both of you. After seeing this series of the Phillies with the Braves, I know next time we see them, we're going to be home, and typically we do perform better at home. But I'm curious to both of you, how do you think we're going to fare? And do you think this is like a prediction to how the future is going to be next time we face them?
Tommy, you want this one first, or
yeah, so I mean, obviously we have them back at home here
Yes.
in I think it's after the Jays series. So it's
I agree with you, Corey. He says Acuna can shit in his hat. The dude's a beast. If he's not on my team, I don't like him. So
yeah,
yes,
exactly,
agree.
and that's kind of my thought process with it. I if we don't split with them at home this series, I'm going to be deeply concerned because that is the team that we are going to have to face come wild card time. Because while it might not seem like we are going to fall out of that fifth spot, we're going to beat the Blue Jays. I mean, the fact of the matter is we will beat the Blue Jays. Astros, it's the last 4 games of the season. I don't see us running into an issue with them because of the fact that they're going to be preparing for the inevitable situation that they're in. They're
I think they just
they're
clinched.
probably one of the best teams in the American League at this point. So let's just take it for what it is. So we are going to have to see the Fish, and we're going to have to see the Braves 2 more times for the rest of the year, and it's ultimately concerning. I mean, I don't, because we're ultimately going to show them exactly what it is that we have, and going into that series. So we have the Jays twice. The Braves are going to see the exact same pitchers that they saw in this series. It's not going to be 2 different pitchers, or they're not going to have a different pitcher in there anywhere. If you take a look at the way that this is going to shake out, they'll see one of them, but they're not going to see both of them. So
Well, they could have a split game with the Wheeler Syndergaard later. because it's a 4-game series, and Wheeler is going to be starting the first game. Oh no, he's going to be starting.
Yeah, the second. We'll get into that. Real quick, Corey. He says if the lineup produces the way they should, pitching produces the way they should, it should be a walk in Citizen Bank Park beating the Braves. So that's his opinion. I hope I did not cut you off, Tom. If you have more to say, say it, and I'm definitely interested in hearing what you have to say.
It ultimately should be. Corey's absolutely right. I mean, this is Citizens Bank Park that we're talking about. This is a hitter's park, and
Yes.
if we want to call it like it is in the way that our lineup is designed, we should be hitting significantly better in our home park, and we generally do if you look at the record, because we don't do great away at all. So it's it's ultimately what it is. So
absolutely. What do you think, Vince?
I think we actually moved down from where we're at in the wild card standings, and we end up playing the Cardinals.
But my question was, I get what you're saying, but I'm just curious. How do you think do you think this is a prediction, this series, of how we will face?
Oh, no. I think what just happened here gave the Padres, unless I think they play later tonight, unless they lose that game. But I think that when we go, Tommy's right. We're going to sweep on the Blue Jays. We're going to move into the Braves series. I see us splitting. I mean, I had us. I see 2 out of the 4. If a potential of Wheeler taking that last game, if they run that rotation, then I could see us taking 3 out of 4. Because I feel like it's going to be a different atmosphere in Philadelphia compared to what they had at home.
Agreed, but that's if the fans show up, though, because we if you saw the way Atlanta Braves Stadium the last 3 nights was packed, you couldn't get a butt in them seats. But now you have to talk about the Phillies and what they're, what we are ultimately going to look at with this going forward. And I mean, I think until they make the playoffs, we're not going to get a full stadium.
I will say Wednesday will be packed because it's a dollar dog day,
and we'll be there.
We'll be there too.
Yeah,
so
dollar dog day will be full.
Yes. But I definitely hear what you're saying about that. It's monumental. The crowd interference, like the way they pump a team up. Absolutely, I completely agree with that. Okay, so let's kind of move on a little bit. Let's get into pitcher's poison. So pitcher's poison is brought to you by Iceworks Skate Zone, which I learned a lot last Friday from Corey and Vince about Iceworks, but that's another story for another show. You guys can go to www.iceworks.net to learn how to skate, catch a college hockey game, or grab some food and beer. And apparently they have the coolest people that work there.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Well,
so
probably not
the first girl I ever made out with after I moved to Aston, Pennsylvania was at Iceworks. So
how old were you?
13, 14.
You dog.
I think I was. I mean, I moved to Aston in 8th grade. I met Vince, I think, the year after that.
It would have been 2 years because you would have been in Rocky already. Yeah. I was a year behind you.
Yeah.
Corey, a man after my own heart. He says belly full of hot dogs is a way to watch the game. Absolutely, dude.
It sure is. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna talk about pitching in each game. So I'll pause in between the games, and then the 3 of us and Corey, of course, who is not the third wheel, by the way, can we could all chime in. So game number 1, we had Rangers Suarez.
Corey, just so you know.
Yeah. So game number 1, we had Rangers Suarez start. He pitched 6 innings. He had 2 hits, only 1 earned run. He did walk 3 batters, but he had 4 strikeouts. Coming in after him was Alvarado. He went 1 inning. He was perfect all the way, had 2 strikeouts, no issue. Then came Dominguez.
Of course we could.
Sorry.
I hate
Um,
seeing our pitcher go so great and then a reliever comes in and ruins it for him.
yeah.
Well,
So
we
he
saw
went.
it for fucking 3 games this year. For the 3 games this series.
Yeah, he went only 0.2 innings, not even a full one. He had 3 hits, 5 earned runs,
Well, when you walk motherfuckers, that's what happens.
2 walks, and only 1 strikeout. After him came in Nelson that ended it for us as far as pitching goes. Finished the inning for him. He had 2 hits, 1 earned run, 0 walks, and 1 strikeout. So Dominguez killed this for us, guys.
Was it too early of a bring back for him?
I don't know. I mean, he was saying he felt pretty good, but what do you? Corey says yes, sir. What do you think, Tom? Corey? Anybody want to weigh in on that? Do you think it was too soon for Dominguez to come back, or do you think this was just a bad game for him?
It's too early to tell. I think going based off of one game and the way, I mean, he didn't come into a great fucking situation. I mean, let's be honest. The lineup did not set him up for success in regards to what he was going to be walking into.
Mm-hmm.
Could they have given him a few more runs?
Should have pulled him sooner.
Well, I mean, you know how I felt about the whole Aaron Nola situation the next day. So, I mean, it's there is always, obviously, based off of our interpretation, there's always a better means and which to pull them. But the MLB also kind of hamstrings people now with hey, you need to see 3 batters before we can pull you. So,
well, sometimes that's beneficial to us.
Oh, not this one.
No, Vin, absolutely it is. It absolutely is beneficial to us. But let's be honest here. 9 times out of 10, it's not beneficial to us because our bullpen fucking sucks.
It's the bullpen has the current season because I feel like the postseason bullpen is going to be a lot different because we're going to see Syndergaard. He's obviously going to be a bullpen player now. You're going to have you're going to have Eflin. Sir Anthony is, I think he's an early ending player. Avocado, I think, earned his spot back in the backside. I don't know why they keep putting him early, but if we get to the postseason, I think our bullpen is more secure than what we actually think.
So Corey has an interesting comment. He says, my cousin, who plays AA for the Orioles, hit a 433-foot home run off Dominguez in Reading. Corey thinks he came back too soon. His arm just wasn't right, even when he saw him in Reading. His velocity and movement of the ball just wasn't there. So that's interesting to hear.
I completely. That's how I feel. I feel like he was just like Harper. I feel like Harper. He came back too early. I would have left him down a little longer. And
see, that's where I'll disagree with you. I think Harper came back just at the right time.
I agree. I just think they had Harper in the wrong spot in the lineup. Harper has to be number 3.
He's in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay,
Agreed.
well, if you two want to gang up on me, that's totally fine.
It's just an opinion.
Yo, how is it any different than before? The only difference is I'm actually live and I can actually talk to you.
Solid point, Tommy. Solid fucking point, dude.
Okay, so then let's get into game 2. We had Nola start. Tom and I, you were checked out with Jesse. Tom and I talked a little bit about this last night. So Nola went 7 innings. He had 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. After him, Brad Hand came in for an inning, had 1 hit, No earned runs, no walks. I'm sorry, and 1 strikeout. And then they just killed us, and that was it for our side. But
Yeah.
so I know Tom was very frustrated by Nola being kept in. Do you want to talk about that a little bit more, Tom?
So we were all watching the game. We saw the way that this was transpiring, and it. Nola had a solid outing. What, for a solid five and a half, 5 to 6 innings. And then I'm sitting there and I'm looking at what the Braves were doing, and they had changed the pitcher even after they were already ahead by 3 runs at this point. So it kind of made me wonder, was like, what is our thought process with this? Like, where are we going to draw the line where we go, okay, now's the time for us to possibly look to maybe make a transition. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that Nola didn't pitch. We'll go with okay,
Right.
because I mean, through the first 3 or 4 innings, I had texted you guys and I said, hey, we're looking at a pitcher's duel here, I think. And then all of a sudden, everything went to shit. So
Yeah.
to say that I would be remiss in that guard of that he would be the reason why we need to really reconsider the way that we're going to start utilizing our pitchers going forward. I mean, I'd be lying, but it seems like a lot of our pitchers in the last month and a half, we're only good for probably about 5 or 6 innings, and then at that point we need to kind of start to reconsider the route that we're going down, because at that point we're getting ready to delve into some pretty deep shit because of the fact that our hitting is so inconsistent. So, I mean, that's kind of my thought process with it.
Now, do you blame Rob Thompson for that? Like maybe he just didn't pull him when he should have? Do you think the bullpen just wasn't ready? Where do you think the fault lies there?
I think that results off of. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know who the pitching coach's name is, but the pitching coach prior, because this is not a different mindset from when Joe Girardi was here as opposed to Rob Thompson. This is the exact same bullshit that we were dealing with Joe Girardi being here. Because it just, I mean, let's be honest. The analytics might factor into a lot of this, and I think that the analytics do. I mean, the analytics have taken away from the game just in general. Let's be honest. But
Yeah.
Whether or not that is the sole reason as to why this went to shit these last 2 or 3 games, because I mean, today was probably the first game that I felt like the lineup was a direct result of why we didn't win the game, whereas the other 2 were a direct result of the bullpen and the way that they were pitching. So,
I feel
that's
also
my
on that.
Go ahead.
Well, you got certain players that are batting that I think shouldn't be, and then you got certain people that are pitching that I think shouldn't be. And just like Sir Anthony coming in early, Noah seemed like he held a solid after the fourth inning. Would I have pulled him? Yes, I would have probably pulled him after probably about halfway through the fifth. If that fifth inning ended, I would have taken him out. But there's a lot of at bats that are happening when we're close to. I mean, Saturday night we got down to it was a 3-4 game, and they could have put a pitch hitter in that we could have got a better at bat from. Game one, I mean, Schwarber and Segura, 2 home runs. That's all we had to really talk about. If not, it was a bunch of singles. We didn't have a lot of solids come in. So I think Rob needs to start making better decisions.
So it's interesting because I've heard them kind of mention how Rob Thompson's current decisions feel a little bit like Joe Girardi's right before he got the axe. Corey's chiming in here. He says Nola is a veteran pitcher. He can pitch out of his mistakes. Shit happens. He pitches out of it or goes the other way. I completely agree with that. He either realizes what's going on and fixes it, or it's just downhill from there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Corey, it is September, and we know how the shit goes with Nola. So
this is a better September Nola than we got last year because he blew every game.
Absolutely.
That is very true. That's a solid point. Corey also says Bilotti should never be brought in a game unless the Phillies are up by 20. I feel like Corey might feel about Bilotti the way I felt about Norwood. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but no, like even me, I have my opinion. Like they have Alvarado warming up in the 6th inning, going into the 7th, and I'm like, no, don't even think about putting him. He's a late pitcher. He's an 8th, 9th. He's not a 7th inning pitcher.
Yeah. So Corey also has issue with Chris Sanchez. Ah, man. Let's just say it's just the bullpen.
It's been that way all season. There are a bunch of fucking cucks that don't understand that we have a lead, and they're like, oh, well, if I throw this home run, nothing bad's going to happen to me. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm going to come to Philly, and guess what? We're going to have a little chat.
There was like a good month, 2 months where the bullpen was actually like saving us. And then I don't know what happened.
Let's get the fuck back.
No,
yeah,
you're absolutely right. They were great. I believe it was from the end of July all the way through the end of August, pretty much. I think is when the bullpen had hit its high.
Yeah,
but that was also at the same time that we were
our starters
figure out who the fuck our starting 5 were, because we still hadn't even figured that out.
So what you're saying is Schwarber needs to just continuously hit home runs for our bullpen to actually be an effective force on the other side.
Schwarber can only hit fucking foul balls right now, apparently. So
yeah, I don't understand it. How do you go from June into early July and then you just plateau? I mean, yeah, he's had a couple of home runs.
Schwarber's known for that, though. He always has been. I don't know. I also don't understand what it is that happens after that, but he's known for that.
Somebody needs to hit him with a flaming arrow to fire him back up.
Also, he had home runs this series and last series, so maybe that's the change of something.
Okay, well, the Cupid of baseball needs to just hit him with a dart, and that way he can fall in love with hitting the ball again. So we can get back to it.
Just to keep it in line with the pitcher's poison thing, I feel like the lineup today really kind of took away from Falter's start. I feel like Falter pitched pretty much lights out for the most part on the day, and then the lineup just didn't fucking produce. I mean, it was just today was my check mark on the fact that we are not ready for the playoffs at all. I mean, that was the ultimate check mark on that whole thing. Like because where we're sitting at right now, we have most of our guys back except Castellanos, which, I mean, let's be honest, he hasn't fucking been here all year, so it really doesn't make a difference. But with the way that this has gone down, our pitching isn't going to be able to sustain handling, because like Vince pointed out, like our pitchers are only going to be it's going to be a 4-pitcher rotation. It's not going to 5 at that point. So you have 4. These guys are going to have to turn around and be able to turn and burn with these when this shit comes around, and they're not going to be able to handle it. If our lineup's going to be that inconsistent in regards to the way that they're going to hit, it's going to be a pain in the ass. We will not get past the fucking wild card round. There's no way. And I mean, it's not. It has nothing to do with our pitchers. It really doesn't.
So yeah, you brought up Falter. So let's get into that for the third game. Falter went 4.2 innings. He had 4 hits, only 1 earned run. So I totally get what you're saying right now. He had 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Bellotti came in for him, finished out the rest of his 5th inning or whatever. And had 1 strikeout. And then we saw Brogdon, Coonrod, and Robertson. And all 3 of those guys struggled and produced runs for the other team. So I totally understand what you're saying. Like Falter, he did good. He actually did. He was a bright spot in our in the series, and he got let down by the offense, by the bullpen. It was a shame to see because he had a streak going.
Yeah.
Like a 5 or 6 game winning streak,
Well,
and it ended tonight because of that.
He would have been the first Philly since I think it was 2013 to win 7 games in his first like as a starter.
Yeah.
In a row, and that would have been what was that guy's name? It was in my head, and then I lost it. It was back in 2013.
I don't ever want to know what's going on in your head, so don't ask me to think of it.
And it's gone.
Was it
Captain
ever there?
Samuel Nicholas. Vince. Captain Samuel Nicholas.
I'm sorry, what?
Exactly. You don't remember.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said Captain Samuel Nicholas.
I don't know what that means.
Well, don't ask me.
You don't remember anything.
Seems a little scary.
Corey says Falter had 76 pitches. Why pull him? Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but Falter was visibly like upset in the dugout when they pulled him. I don't know if he was disappointed in himself, if he was disappointed in being pulled or what, but he was not happy.
If I was Bailey Falter and that team came walking out of being on the field, I'm punching each one of them in the nuts. Thanks for nothing, guys.
I can't. I can't.
Your kid did great. I'm not going to understand it. I'm never going to fucking understand it.
All right. Let's kind of move along here. Let's get into Batter Up. Batter Up is brought to you by Norse Beards. You can head on over to www.norsebeards.com and use promo code OCS for 25% off your Beardsman products. So we kind of been all over talking about this, but the offense throughout this series was really Schwarber, Segura, Bohm, Romuto, Stott, and Vierling. Everyone else was just no.
Bryson Stott has been amazing. I mean, today he really put it up. He put it up last night.
Vince, you know what he deserves?
Like fucking
a gold glove,
player,
right?
Golden Glove.
Yeah.
I just for how young he is, he has so much potential for him going forward, and I'm excited to see him play with this fucking ball club.
Yeah, we had 4 players get homers. It was Schwarber, Segura, Bohm, and Romuto. But Stott and Vierling, they had the RBIs. They were a little bit more consistent overall. Stott was also great on a few defensive plays.
I mean, Jeannie Jean's going to do what Jeannie Jean does.
Corey says Gene did not show up. But anyways, Corey says batters didn't show up, which is kind of what we're saying. Like,
Get a home
dude,
run in the first game.
Then, in comparison to what the fucking, in comparison to what the Braves had come at, we didn't have shit.
In comparison, we didn't bring you on the show for you to tag up on me live.
We're not tagging up on you. We both love you. We're just stating facts. Show up, bro. Show up.
Look, Gene's my boy. I'm not rep for him.
I mean, so I don't understand. I'll be honest. I don't understand the necessity to bring up Maton now. I felt like that was kind of a weird flex move on their part. I don't understand the Nick Maton move.
I don't understand because you got a dude down in the minors that had like 5 consecutive games with a home run.
You're talking about Derek Hall, aren't you?
Yeah, and he can play almost every position, and you know
he can't play every position. He can play fucking first base. Now, if Rhys Hoskins broke his fucking hand the other night when he took that fucking that pitch to his hand, then I'd be like, okay, Derek Hall needs to get called up.
Yo, we got into a fight literally. But he was
to center field. He would not be able to field a fly ball if it was a line drive to center field. You could sit there and make it out like you want to have it that way, but it ain't going to happen.
Oh my God. I thought I loved him before, but I love him even more now.
See, I can talk now. I don't have to type to do this. Vin, I love him too. Don't get me wrong. His swing is the most natural swing that I've seen since Ryan Howard. He has that swing. But right now the necessity for his position isn't there. He does not fill a need in which we would require. Now, Rhys Hoskins, he gets fucking traded here, which is I think is very well. Don't you, Rachel? Shh.
Fight me.
I think it's very well an option that Rhys Hoskins gets traded this offseason.
Always been talk. I'll give you that. There's always talk of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
DHs for Derek Hall. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God. Fun fact there, Corey, when he was actually in the DH position, I used to say that same thing. So, I mean, that's kind of funny.
Now, don't get me wrong. Now, but see, if okay, so my question to you guys is: do you think Bryce Harper comes back in a full capacity next season?
He has to. He's getting ready to go represent us in right field as a fucking.
Team USA is bullshit. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but Team USA has no bearing on my existence. I can.
I'm gonna tell you, it does for me. If my right fielder is going to go out and represent us and come back and not
produce, he ain't playing shortstop. He ain't playing center field.
Yeah.
He's in right field.
No. I'm sorry. He was going off the comment that Corey said.
What the fuck did he say?
I'm sorry.
Now you got me all fired the fuck up. I already dealt with it.
That's why I didn't say it. Corey said first base, brother. He ain't playing shortstop. So
what the fuck? Why are we talking about shortstop?
Just it's okay.
Because I already dealt
about Derek Hall
today, and I'm telling you, I've been on fire since then.
We're talking about your fucking savior to the earth, Derek Hall.
Derek Hall? Hey, he's going to be in right field. He's where I would fucking have him.
No, he's not.
Wait, hang on. Right field.
He's as big as Jordan Mailata, you fucker.
Look at his face right now.
All right. No. Cut that shit the fuck out. I got this for all you women. Okay, so what I'm saying, I'm not talking about him at first base or at fucking shortstop. I'm talking about him right now. He would replace Maton and be in right field because there's not much fucking movement he has to do. And then he would come in as a batter, and I bet you them home runs would be counting towards us.
Okay, why don't we get off of Derek
understand.
Hall? Why don't we get off of Derek Hall and get back to the original question about Harper? Because Corey brought up a great point.
That was my question was. If
He
Bryce
said,
Harper comes back,
no.
where do you put Derek Hall then?
Back on the fucking bench we got him from. I don't think anybody understands.
Okay, so your
hold on.
thought it's not making sense. Because if you put Bryce Harper back out in right field, do you put Derek Hall as your DH when Bryce Harper comes back healthy?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Because he is a player that can move. So if we have, let's say, Brandon Marsh needs a day off, center field. You have, God, I'm forgetting names. I'm starting to get pissed. Schwarber needs a day off, left field. Harper needs a day off, right field. Any other day, DH. Other than that, he gets a day off. Somebody else takes the DH role. Someone else replaces the infield. I'm gonna flip this fucking table.
Okay,
I not only have your mom jokes, now I have these two knuckleheads just da. It's
First
like
off,
rock and sock and fucking robots in my
I
chat.
am highly entertained at the moment, so I'm here for it. Real quick, Corey mentioned Harper needing the elbow surgery. You're talking that Tommy John surgery, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah. I know he's been trying to avoid that, but I also am afraid it might be inevitable. Also, Corey had me dying, and I'm gonna say it. He said, "You're gonna love this one, Vince. The runs in my shorts are faster than Hall in the outfield."
Exactly.
Schwarber running
exactly. Yes. Exactly.
You don't have to be fast to be in the outfield.
Yes, you do.
You fucking don't.
Yes, you do.
Oh my God.
No, baby, listen. You have to be fast because especially when the shift, like the non-shift rule happens. Okay, he's gonna go grab new beers because he's losing his mind. But it's very true. I agree with you both. You have to be fast in the outfield, especially next season when we don't have that shift because you only have those three guys out there. And you might not think the outfield's that large, but it is. And especially in the dead man zone.
So Vin, my question to you is how do you feel about Odubel Herrera then? If you don't think that outfielders need to be fast, what's your thought process about Odubel Herrera?
Hold on, Tom. His headphones aren't on. And you're about to start a fire mentioning that guy's name. Go on.
So what is your thought process behind Odubel Herrera then if you don't think that outfielders need to be fast?
I knew this was going to happen.
Oh my God.
I love you, bud, but you're full of shit.
What are you talking about? Odubel Herrera was playing a ball that was going left. He was running to the fucking right and then going, oh, shit, I'm supposed to be over this way. And then when he goes to try and catch it, he does some weird fucking body twist, and then the ball hits the wall, and you're like, oh, cool.
But what he's saying is that
elaborate?
It has to be fast. And you're saying, no, he doesn't.
He doesn't. He has to be able to read the ball. That's all you have to do.
No, that's not true.
Then describe fucking Schwarber. Because they're both built in the same.
No. Whoa. Schwarber and Herrera are not built the same,
not Herrera. I'm talking about Hall. Hall and Schwarber are built in the same. And
no, they're not. No, they are not.
They're not. I'm sorry. You hit his face. He's about to lose his shit. Dude.
Oh my God.
No.
Do you regret having me on right now?
No, I don't, because this is fucking entertainment. I like bitching and complaining, and I have someone that complains to that wants to complain back, so I complain harder. Dude,
Corey,
I get what you're saying.
Comments? They have to be fast. They have to. This is especially next season when the shift rule comes into play. They have to be able to make up ground as fast as that ball is in the air to catch it.
I've seen Schwarber make up ground. I seen him do it tonight with the ball that went foul. He fucking was on the other side of the fucking left field.
But it depends on where they're positioned at in the field. And if they are not near that position to where that ball is heading, they have to be able to run fast enough to make up that ground. He is about to lose his shit. I'm loving this. Oh my gosh, Corey.
now? Is that happening?
Oh, this is. Oh, okay.
We can't see you, but cheers, bud.
Oh man, this is a show tonight. I'm any more than. Corey says, I'm thinking you're talking about Odubel over here. He says he's a shit human being and a window licker. He can tell you which crayon tastes best. It's probably the red one for the Phils. Not that I eat crayons, but
It's
you
the
know.
only one they accepted him.
All right.
I mean, got rid of him once and then brought him back.
We need to move on. We're already at an hour on this shit.
I agree. Let's talk about something positive really quick. Something that Rachel loves to talk about is fan lot autism awareness. Guys, share anything at all dealing with the fan lot. Doesn't matter what it's about. Just tag us in it so we see it. Use the hashtag autism awareness. We keep track behind us. The more people that share it, the higher the donation we're going to make at the end of the Philly season to the Eagles Autism Foundation, which is fantastic. If you don't know much about that, you should really check them out because they're amazing. Also, we have a new sponsor. It is Buffalo Bayou Brewing Company. Oh God, Vince typed this out and he left down punctuation. Go figure. You can go to www.buffbrew. Is that really the name? .com.
That's their website.
For some amazing brews and beers.
Now, hold on before you jump past that.
Right. I wanted to really talk a little. We're going to make this one quick because we still have a couple things left to cover. The defense.
I was going to talk about Buff Brew.
I'm sorry.
If you go on our website, if you're ever in the Houston area,
that's where they're from.
Yeah, go eat there because their advertised food. I checked them out on Facebook, Instagram, and their website. That shit looks good. And it's not like that bullshit where you're gonna go to like you see it on McDonald's and you're like, oh, and then you go get it. It doesn't look that they look like they honestly care about their food. And they have a chicken sandwich on there that just looks fucking punching good.
I didn't think about it.
Punching good.
Say hi, honey. No.
Let's see. Now I'm sad. Anyways, hi. I can't see you. Oh. I don't know what's happening with it. Don't do that with your phone.
Tell her we said hi.
Got it.
Oh, you got your own little beer getter. That's fucking awesome, bud.
See. Talk about defense. Just touch on defense a little bit.
Okay.
I know Stott had that amazing play tonight. It looked like it was about to be an error.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of he missed it off of his glove, the ball, and kind of just tossed it like to Segura.
That wouldn't have been an error because he was playing the ball defensively. So he blocked the ball, so it took him in the chest. But he scooped it, and I get what you're saying.
Because he missed it at first, so if it got away from him, it would have been an error. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. But he kind of saved it himself and like scooped it to Segura, which got the lead runner out. Did not get the double play, but
Here's your beer.
What do you think? Do you think that was a defensive play, or do you think that was a mistake?
Also, Corey said, "Shut up, Vince. I'm hungry." I feel you. This man just got me KFC, and he's like, "You have 10 minutes to eat. We have to go live." But yeah, Corey, Tom, anyone else listening? What do you guys think about defense?
Actually, this series was probably one of the better defensive series that I've seen. I mean, outside of pitching, obviously. You could call pitching defensive, but for the most part, that play today that he made at second base. The fact that he was able to stop it with his body and still make that play at second was huge. I don't know that. Let's put it this way: we're not worse than we were before.
Yeah.
So that I think we have to kind of take that into account. So
He didn't give up on it, and that's what I loved because I remember it was that motherfucker I hated.
Quinn.
That motherfucker.
Roman Quinn.
I seen him have balls go off his. It would tap his glove, but it would only roll like a foot away from him, and he would just lay there like, "Oh, I fucked up." Like, no, dude, get up and play that ball. And that's what Stoke did today. Was the ball hit him, and it was close, and he kept the play going. He did not give up on it, and that is what I want to see from a defensive player.
Also, FYI, guys, we know his name is Stott. Okay, stop telling us that. We know it.
Yeah, it's
It's just a nickname.
Yeah, it's a nickname.
Corey says, and he's talking about game 1, I believe.
That was directed at Jesse.
It was directed at Jesse. How about that sliding catch Guthrie in foul territory? Good point. I like that too. They had quite a few good plays made, and I mean, think about how far they kind of took the game away from us. Think about what it would have been like if we did not have the defense that we did have.
How about Guthrie game 1? I'm sorry, not to jump
That's,
off,
that's
but
what Corey's talking about.
he's just off from his first time around. Just got robbed. All right, so back on the defense. Because I called it, and I was like, yeah, nah. Anyway, back on defense.
It's
wait, what just happened?
Are you still there? Oh no.
Oh no.
Did you get delayed?
No. I think I think your brain delayed. I think that's what happened.
Tommy, my brain's always been delayed, bud. I got hit by a motorcycle when I was 3 years old. Trust me.
What the fuck just happened?
Oh God. On that note, real quick. Okay, does anybody who's listening and watching, aka us, you, Corey, Tom, have anything else left to say about defense in this entire series?
No, I mean, I think to be honest with you, I think that was actually the highlight of the whole series. There were some plays in there that were probably reminiscent of something that we're going to need going down the stretch.
That's
now,
for sure.
It's putting the other pieces together that are going to be necessary.
I was just saying something.
Don't touch the mouse, bud.
I know. I'll delete.
You just wanted to shut me out. I love you too.
Sorry, he's watching football in the background. I wanted to give a little bit. I didn't know, by the way, until Corey let us know on Friday that the comments are very delayed. So I kind of wanted to give Corey an extra minute or two to answer that. So, and I mean, Corey, if you don't have an answer, it's fine, dude. But because I'm gonna wait just a little extra minute, I'm gonna talk about because he sucks at this. Tom, do you know what one of my favorite words are?
Lugaroo!
Lugaroo! He's got it! You can go to lugaroo.co, not .com, damn it.
Yeah, Tommy, you little shithead. You got to send me your address so we can send you a T-shirt because you were our first OG.
Oh,
And
and we want him rocking our T-shirt down in North Carolina.
Yeah, I can do that.
Fan Lot Phillies. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah. Listen to us.
Mm-hmm. So Lugaroo's custom clothing. They also make custom jerseys. FYI, y'all can get like a Fan Lot jersey with your name on it. I'm just saying. But yeah, go to lugaroo.co for all of that goodness. I think our shirts are supposed to arrive this weekend. This coming weekend, obviously. Yes. So real quickly, let's talk about Phillies news, which we've all kind of touched on throughout this. So Syndergaard has been placed in the bullpen with Wheeler coming back because obviously they had to make room for Wheeler. Falter got the spot, not Syndergaard, and I mean Rob just straight up said he deserved it. I 100% agree with that. He absolutely deserved that spot. So
Agreed.
Wheeler is supposed to come. Yes, Wheeler is supposed to come back on Wednesday, which I'm super excited because that's the game that we're going to be at. But he's most likely only expected to throw about 45 to 50 pitches, give or take a few, and then Syndergaard will come right in behind him and throw a couple of innings, and that's expected to happen on 2 of Wheeler's starts. So
Okay.
we're hoping that he feels good and can get that velocity up and all of that. So that's that news.
Yeah, I mean, with 3 weeks of, well, not even probably 2.5 weeks of baseball left, roughly.
I mean, yeah,
We're hitting that line.
yeah,
Might be a little bit more than 2.5.
yeah.
Wheeler having Syndergaard back him, I kind of like it. And then you have Syndergaard in your bullpen for the postseason. And I mean, Bailey's already. I mean, he proved himself this season.
He has.
You know, we got Syndergaard late, but
We have an actual different opinion from Corey. He said Thor should stay in the rotation. Suarez should have been sent to the bullpen. Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I'm interested in that too. I definitely disagree, but I do respect your opinion. I know that Ranger has struggled a little bit, but I do think that he has had more command than what Thor, aka
Right.
Syndergaard, has had.
And
Um,
that's my thought process, is the fact that Ranger has seemed to be the most consistent in regards to command throughout the whole season. Down the stretch, he might not be that guy, but
for right now,
in comparison to fucking everybody else, Ranger Suarez is I'll be honest, he'd be my number one guy in regards to the command and what he's been able to do.
is that me? That's me.
time out real quick, Tommy.
My bad.
Winnie dingy.
All right, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, I just think he would be I don't know. Ranger originally.
So we kind of talked about. I don't know if
Agreed.
you were doing
I agree. I agree that Ranger originally came from the bullpen, but
last season. Yep. But then they made him a starter last season, also because the bullpen was a shit show.
But then so looking at Eflin and the way that he pitched the other night, which is probably the best that he pitched. I mean, even when he was the starter, he came back and he did that. What was it? An inning and a half, 2 innings, whatever the hell it was. I don't know. JT talked about it when he caught him the other night, and I was like, okay, maybe that, like Vince alluded to before, like, okay, we have 4 pitchers. Where do we go?
Yeah.
You're absolutely going to put Nola in there, and then you're absolutely going to put Wheeler in there. Okay, so where do
The real question is, are we putting Gibson in there?
That's literally what I was about to ask. Oh, good night, Corey. Sorry. We love you all. We love you too. He's got to get up early tomorrow, so he's heading out. But thank you, bud, for commenting.
Yeah, you do your thing, buddy. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I was totally kind of going that direction too. Do we do Gibson or do we do Bailey as that third starter if we make it? Because now it is an if. Let's be honest. If we make it to that wild card postseason,
I'm going Bailey.
Me too.
Yeah. No, agreed. Absolutely. Just based off of what I've seen in the last like month and a half, 2 months. Yeah. No, Bailey Falter. By every stretch of the imagination. But then where do you go for 4?
Gibson.
So you got Wheeler, Nola, Gibson. Or not
No,
Gibson,
Wheeler, Nola, Falta.
Falter.
I said Nola and Falta.
I'm putting Ranger. Ranger's my fourth.
Right.
Over Gibson?
Yeah,
Yes.
I would have Gibson in the bullpen. And that gives me
Look, he's agreeing with you now.
yeah, but that gives me you got Syndergaard, you have Eflin,
You
Gibson.
Alvarado.
Syndergaard, all
Yeah, you-
right. They're all
that's
in your
it.
fucking bullpen at your disposal at that point.
Yeah, we just did what the Braves did.
That is the nastiest pitching fucking thing you could ask for.
Mm-hmm. As long as they all show up. I mean,
Right.
they pretty much didn't have to really do much to build a bullpen compared to what the Braves did. The Braves had to do a lot to build the bullpen they have
Yeah, but
now
look
at
at
the
the
trade
Braves.
deadline. Yeah, but
I'm just saying, though.
all
right.
They just oh God. They just got hot, okay? It took them a whole we had a shitty coach that was making shitty
Okay,
decisions.
we gotta let Girardi go at this point. I mean, come
I'm
on.
just saying.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't.
I mean, it's been a long time.
I still bitch
now.
about Andy Reid.
No.
I'm not letting that go.
No, because if we don't make the playoffs, it's ultimately going to be on him.
Yeah. This team could have been different.
I don't know if I agree with that, to be honest.
No. Rach, they could have started different.
Yes, I do agree with that. But also they were, like the beginning doesn't really count. I mean, everything counts, but it doesn't count as much as like the middle to end of the season. That's when Thompson came in, and that's when we literally saw the change in this team. So, go ahead.
No. I agree with you. I'm saying right.
Why did we just all pause?
Well, we can't see him, so I don't know where.
I know. I hate that. I don't understand why we can't see you.
All right, what's our next?
Oh, you want to move on? Okay, let's get into wild card news because we're kind of touching on that anyways. Wild card news is brought to you by Sterling Pig. You can go to www.sterlingpig.com to order beer and see their latest brews. Are you checking in if there's any updates? All right, so Vince is checking if there's updates, but when I wrote these notes before we started, Atlanta Braves are now up 11 games. Number one in the wild card, of course. Philly and the Padres are tied, which is terrifying to me because the Brewers are only down by 1.5 games.
Well, they're down 2 right now. Then
it changed.
The Yankees came back.
Oh, okay.
So
all right, so we'll take 2.
They're
That's
2
a lot
behind
better.
us, and actually the Padres are half a game ahead of us, but that's not really saying much. Chicago Cubs and the Texans have been eliminated from playoff contention.
So I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but real quick. So Phillies are in 3rd place now for wild card.
I think that's where we're going to sit.
I just hope that we stay there at least.
Yeah, no,
I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go play you see the Cardinals the last couple weeks? They've been playing like shit.
You're right.
Like,
and you were arguing with me 2.5 weeks ago, bitching, saying that, I don't want to play the Cardinals. So guess what?
I love people. Okay. I love people that know you personally and give you shit. They're immediately my favorite people.
I like changing my mind.
Lord knows.
And I'm very opinionated.
That's an understatement. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tom, Vince, do you guys think we stay in the wild card race? Do you think that we go postseason?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're going postseason. We are going postseason. That's not even a question in my mind at this point. My concern is how far we go in the postseason is really.
I don't really care about that.
I know you and I always disagree on that.
I mean, we have the people behind us. They have a schedule that's not favorable. Like once we get past the Braves, we're smooth sailing until we get to the Houston Astros, and they're now They already clinched, so that's the last couple games of the season. They're not going to give a fuck about the Philadelphia Phillies.
So I'm a little nervous because we had a lead and now we're in third place. The Brewers are they're not something to be like, oh, they're nothing, in my opinion, anyways. Like every single game counts, not just the series.
Agreed.
And you don't know. And I'm just nervous. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but I'm definitely concerned.
I don't see us being knocked out.
I hope. I really hope you both are right.
We're half a game behind the second wild card. So they that are over on the West Coast, they still have a tough schedule. Our schedule's easy. We can coast into the playoffs. We just have to be able to sit there and show up. That's all we have to do.
We're not going to coast with first off, we do still have to beat the Blue Jays. That's not coasting, I don't think. I do think we will win, but I don't consider that coasting. That will still be a
we have a JT behind the fucking plate this time.
I understand. And
we don't have to worry about them. They're nothing.
Well, that's just my opinion.
Vince.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still have to get through them, and then we have the Braves again, and they demolished us. Yes, I understand it's going to be at home, and we do have some more of our regular players back. Also, yay, Rhys Hoskins came back today, so that's cool. But oh my God, stop!
We should have Nick Castellanos back before.
I am hoping. Castellanos
is. So we talked about Phillies news. What is the news with him?
Well, he was, as of I think Friday, they said that we might need him, and this is a thing I seen that was 3 days prior. He needed another week, and he's going to come in light, so he might come in as a DH role, and then eventually get back into the field of play.
I feel like he'd be more like a pinch runner, pinch hitter, whatever. Yeah,
well, I'm not putting Nick Castellanos as a pinch runner.
Why?
Because I have a couple other guys that are way faster than him.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Oh, sorry. That's good shit out of your life.
Yeah, you did.
Pinch hit, yes. Pinch run.
Right.
I agree with that. No way.
Yeah, I get what you guys were saying on that one. I totally agree. Yeah, I just wish so badly I knew what. I don't feel like we ever got to see this team full roster, all healthy, and see how they performed. And that's such a shame.
Yeah, it's been pretty brutal.
Yeah.
All season. Nick's been down.
We don't even need to go through it all. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
A lot of fucking injuries. So if you're not going to respect this team for fighting in the playoffs or fighting to get into the playoffs, then I don't know if you are actually a Phillies fan. And all the people I constantly see that are like, oh, this team is fucking bullshit. They're just wannabes. Like, no, if you actually sat here and watched all of the games like we have, they're a team that's fighting, and they're fucking doing great at it. They did great without MV3. Their fucking best hitter at the time got a fucking broken hand, and we still showed up after.
Can I ask a question to Tommy?
Do you like cocaine?
No, Tom.
I've never done it. Don't really want to try.
Tom, if you could, you know where we're gonna go with this, Vince. If you could nominate any player on the Phillies team for a Golden Glove, who would it be?
JT.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, I can see that. I like that answer.
It's a reasonable answer.
Yeah.
Real reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. JT. I just don't. So with Alec Bohm, you can't say him because that was what
you have no idea how much I love you right now. I will explain it to you off air, but thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Alec Bohm can't be it, and that's strictly based off of the fact that he sat there at third base and said, "I can't fucking stand this place." So he's already out. Gene hasn't played long enough. He hasn't played too many games to be able to say it. Bryce Harper's out. We've changed center fielders twice, 3, 4. I don't fucking know how many times we've changed it. JT Realmuto is the only one that has been consistently behind the plate, and I mean it's him or it would be God. What the fuck is the other catcher's name?
Stubbs.
Oh, Stubby Stub.
Yeah, Mickey Stubbs.
Okay. I understand why you can say those names.
You know, that kid is probably one of the best backup catchers I've seen this team have.
He is the best backup catcher in baseball. Hands fucking down. The best backup catcher in baseball.
Yeah.
Like, we used to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just thinking like JT's getting older, so you need to start thinking, and I know he still has years left in his contract, but we need, at least I'm hoping people are thinking in the back of their mind, okay, who can we get to be eventually JT's replacement? I put all my money on Stubbs to be that guy.
Yeah. No.
Last season, we used to have Knapp come in, and we would be like, which Knapp are we getting?
Yeah.
And Stubbs has, I mean, he's come in on clutch hits. He's come in as a pitch hitter on clutch hits, and he's made amazing plays to where there was a couple times where like I wasn't really paying attention during lineups and shit, and then their guy gets thrown out in second. I'm like, fuck yeah, JT, and you're like, dude, that's Stubbs. I'm like, what? Stubby threw that? Stubby got that fucking dude?
Yeah.
Like he's such an amazing player, and I love, and I mean just him in
and
general.
He can hit.
He's tiny as fuck though. I love it. When he hits a home run, I'm just like, it makes me feel like I could hit a home run and give me that confidence.
First off, I saw him on screen. He was like Vince's size, which is like 5'4". But he's actually like 5'10".
I'm 5'6" on a motherfucking.
You're not. We're not.
I fell down a lot of steps. I'm sure.
Ben, you're 5'10". Get over it.
Thank you. I'm 5'10". I'll get over it.
You, in your wildest dreams, you are 5'10". But guys, okay, I love this show. I love this conversation, but we are getting very late into it. So let's get into Rachel's mom joke. And God damn it, I was really hoping I would be able to see Tom's face live in person for it.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get him on the
You have to
screen.
mute it though.
I will.
I was like really counting on this, but I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. All right, you get that up. Mute that. Yeah.
We're way behind on.
It's a delay.
Yeah. I can see Tommy's face though.
We'll rewatch it. But Rachel's mom joke is brought to you by Neshaminy Creek Brewing Company. You can go to www.neshaminy-creekbrewing.com and check out all their awesome beer and more. Answer it.
I did.
Did you miss it?
No, it said answer, and I fucking swiped. Don't give me jobs. I fail at jobs.
I gave him one job, Tom, and he screwed it up. All right, I'll just have to rewatch it to see it. But there it is. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to allow access to my microphone.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You're not good. Don't look at it. You're not good at it either.
It's not gonna work.
I'm trying. I'm really trying with you.
Okay. I know.
Yeah, we'll have to figure this out.
We'll just rewatch it. But thank you. I do appreciate you trying.
Because we do have a plan for a live show for the last game of the season. So it'd be cool if you were on there with us.
And we can see your face.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure this out. So
we all will. We'll talk to our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, it's part our part now because you're black on our part. Okay. I just want to sound like I was from Roswell, Maryland.
Oh, fuck off, dude. All right. Anyways, Vince, Tom, what do you call a cow that doesn't produce milk?
Oh, motherfuck. What? What? No. I did not fucking see that.
A milk dud.
Throw it.
It's already gone. I already fucking yeeted it. My hat's gone.
We didn't even do the button for Rachel's mom joke.
Now time for the Rachel mom joke.
Oh my God. Enough.
Oh,
Those-
God.
Tom, thank
Uh,
you very much for being a part of this. This was a blast. I absolutely love this. It sucked we couldn't see your face, but I'm
Yeah.
glad that everybody else could. We're gonna go back and rewatch it so we can actually see it more. But this was awesome. Thank you so very much for being a part of it. You've always been a huge supporter of ours, and we can never tell you how much we appreciate it. Also,
No,
special
we
shout out
really
to Corey.
appreciate
Yeah. So the Phillies are off tomorrow.
Yes.
So
Thank
we will be back
God.
on. Tom, listen. I know, right?
Yeah,
Thank
we get
God.
to watch the football game and
Yeah, right?
On the big screen, right?
So what's
Yeah, because somebody didn't let me watch it on my
I'll be honest.
big
I am actually on leave this whole week.
like
So,
maternity leave. Or?
no, I have not taken my paternity leave yet.
Okay.
So I am actually just no. I have use or lose leave I have to get rid of. So I will be off this week. So I'm totally open to.
You can come back on. That'd be awesome. So yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday for the pre-series against the Blue Jays.
Oh, that would be a good thing to fucking talk about right now because we're not going to be doing anything on Wednesday because we will be at the game by the time we get back home. Pretty sure majority of the people in the world will be sleeping.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. We'll do a post-series on
Yeah.
Wednesday. Solid point. But
No,
it would be awesome,
no,
Tom.
we're not doing a post series on Wednesday.
I'm sorry, Thursday. I'm stupid.
Yeah, it'll probably be Thursday.
Yeah.
My bad.
And then
My bad.
we
bro.
go right into our next series, I think.
Yep.
Right?
Back
So-
with the Braves.
So we'll maybe do, well, depending on how everything works out.
Post-series / pre-series.
Yeah.
Same day.
I can do. We'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be a lot of fun if you can definitely join us again. But until then, thanks everybody for always watching and supporting the fan lot. And go Phillies.
Go Phillies.
Bills.
Yes. Can't with you.